the source of the ailment is seeking to get better from itself, instead of realizing you're not the source of the ailment. You can't walk away from something that you think you are. But if you're not that, you can walk away. That's the whole message. It's just hopefully availing your mind of an opportunity or a possibility it hasn't entertained yet. That's all. The ability to entertain is unbelievable. Yeah? It's just right now the mind has been enslaved to have all of its entertaining ability defined by a system called self-centeredness. So whatever it entertains is based on things, whatever it entertains is based on time, whatever it entertains is based on doing and having. It has its entertainment has been put into a girdle, just been put into a straitjacket. Yet it keeps entertaining, but now it's entertaining the length of my pants, it's entertaining the pimple on my nose, it's entertaining what that girl meant by saying hello to me 5 years ago. It's just going over all this minutia and entertaining it unbelievably obsessively. Because it's pent up. Release it, you know? Give it a bigger pasture, that fucking horse would be happy. When you try to stop activity to achieve passivity, your very effort fills you with activity. It's just like if you're going to sign up for a 2-year course of how to get out of obsession with self, that's obsession with self. You can't escape because you're not actually in it. When you try to stop activity, okay, I'm not going to do this because I want to be peaceful. To achieve passivity, your very effort fills you with activity. I lived on this big land in Australia, on this compound with a very rich guy, and he had a spiritual background. And so we lived in a house, and there was other people living in the property, and he liked to meditate at 5:30. So he'd drive around on this cart, like at 5, to tell everyone on the property, I don't want any noise because I'm going to be enjoying peace at 5:30. But his running around, he was totally agitated, trying to set up the conditions to be at peace. And it was hilarious, you know? He'd drive over, hey, don't be making any noise. 5:30, the bell rings, everything. I said, but what about now? No, 5:30. Yeah. This is the dilemma. How can agitation beget peace? When you try to stop activity to achieve passivity, your very effort fills you with activity. As long as you remain in one extreme or the other, you will never know oneness. Yeah. One extreme and the other. Feeling connected and then the next day feeling disconnected. They're very extreme, aren't they? You're at a retreat and it's lovely and they give you massages during the day. It's like barely could be called a retreat. It's just like a fucking spa vacation, but they wrap it with a spiritual name so you feel like you're not guilty for enjoying yourself. So now you're on this retreat, and so you feel connected. But then the next day you go to another condition, and you're in the other extreme, you feel disconnected. Yes? As long as you remain in one extreme or the other, you will never know oneness. Those who do not live in the single way fail in both activity and passivity, assertion and denial. If they do a lot, it's not working out. If they chill out, it's not working out. Yeah? They go to no satsangs, it's not working out. They go to tons of satsangs, it's not working out. It's really fucking frustrating when you're in it. Those who do not live in the single way fail in both activity and passivity, assertion and denial. To deny the reality of things is to miss their reality. So you can look at it as mind, the root of the mind. What is the meaning in the root of mind? Emptiness, yes? Clarity. Big as the open sky, clear as the open sky. Allowing everything to appear in it, yet not being affected by whatever appears in it. Yes? That could be the root of the meaning. But to pursue appearances, yes? The appearances of your own image flitting across, built by thoughts and obsession with self. The appearances of past images, and the speculation of future images. Yes? But to pursue those appearances is to miss the source. You're so busy with the movement of a mental process, you don't get the sense of the space and emptiness of mind itself. Yeah? You're like that hamster in the hamster cage, spinning and spinning and spinning around, fearful of ever stopping. At the moment of inner enlightenment, how about now? There is going beyond appearance and emptiness. So you're not seeking emptiness, and you're not buying the appearances, you go beyond it. But you don't go beyond it because you're an appearance. So there's a going beyond it. You stay right here. Everyone keeps seeing you. But you're gone. Don't tell anybody. Please. The changes that appear to occur in the empty world we call real only because of our ignorance. That's all. It's a perfect diagnosis. He's just telling us, he's giving us a diagnosis from many, 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 many eons ago or years ago, and it fits perfectly right now. Because the disease of the mind is the disease of the mind. Yeah? The changes that appear to occur in the empty world we call real only because of our ignorance. Do not search for the truth, only cease to cherish opinions. Again, before it said about don't hold on to opinions, it doesn't say don't have any opinions. You never did. Opinions are going to arise, but he uses the word hold on and cherish in this case, yeah? So it's not saying no opinions, yeah? The opinions are going to arise. This is the conditionality of the apparatus. It prefers things. It has yes and no, close and far, yeah? But it says cherishing it. Cherish is a great word, yeah? Because in some other aspects of Buddhism, they talk about the cherishing of self, yeah? So the mind cherishes what it's making up. So you may think that you would walk away from it if you had the chance, but the mind is in a loving embrace with the thing it's making. It's sort of into it, yeah. It's into it in some respects. And that's why a life, let's say, of what you would call disappointment or bottoms or like that can be very, very instructive because you get disillusioned by that enchantment you have with you, yeah? The specialness of you wears thin, yeah? The hope that somehow you're going to be really great starts disappearing. And you get very disillusioned about the appearances. And in that state, you're open to hear something. Yeah? You may be open, you may be ripe in a sense, if there's any need to be ripe, but your mind, like a lazy Susan, may be at that opening where the message will get right in. Yeah? Because you've been like we say in recovery, you're at a point of pitiful, incomprehensible demoralization. Now, I'm not saying that's an extreme of it, but I can see different levels of that case. But there is a disillusionment in a sense. And then the mind wakes up and then entertains some other possibility. Yeah? So do not search for the truth, only cease to cherish opinions. Jesus Christ. Most of my direction was to search for the truth. Well, since I got into the business of spirituality, it was either subtly or, browbeatingly. You have to do this, you have to do that. But very rarely was it, hey man, what are your opinions about the truth? What is it that you think you need to do to be available to the truth? What's your opinions about that? Could you just possibly entertain it so now? No. You think you need to deserve it? You think you need to work hard for it? And you think you have to keep working hard for it because you really don't deserve it? Mm-hmm. Yeah? And it's going to be really difficult to convince that belief, that opinion that you really don't deserve it, to let go. So you have to keep vigilantly applying the solutions and everything like that. Is that the opinion you have? Maybe that's much a better approach to look at that than to start seeking the truth. Yeah? The truth will dawn very obviously if these are given up. And I'm not even saying giving them up. I'm saying giving up the haver of them. Who has the opinion? Because the one who has the opinion is giving more meaning to the opinion than anything else. The one who has the opinion is the big meaning giver. Yeah? If I want to change my life, just change what's giving it the meaning it has. That's all. If I want to change this whole world in one day, just change what's giving it the meaning. And it's been given a meaning from a point of view called self-centeredness. It has been given a meaning from a point of view. If you're tied to that point of view, question the center of that system. If that system isn't you, your mind may move off of it. And now some other system of mind, maybe a much larger open field of mind, will start expressing or giving meaning to things. Yeah? So your relationship that may look like a ball and chain may look like a loving possibility the next moment. Yeah? The life that seems like drudgery, you'll start seeing the joy of it. This is like child's play to mind. Mind is giving everything the meaning it has. You don't think it can switch the meaning? It does it every day. I see it in recovery. People have a story of the worst thing that ever happened to them in their life. They get in recovery. After about a year or two of being in AA, they have to admit that was the best thing that ever happened to them. How could the worst thing be the best thing? It's neither. It wasn't the worst thing, nor it was the best thing. It was the meaning the mind was giving it. When the mind changes, you can change the worst thing into the best thing. I've seen it over and over again. So do not search for the truth. Only cease to cherish opinions. Do not remain in the dualistic state. Avoid such pursuits carefully. If there is even a trace of this and that, of right and wrong, the mind essence will be lost in confusion. Yeah? It doesn't say your mind essence, it says the mind essence. Yeah? The mind essence will be lost in confusion. Although all dualities come from the one, do not be attached even to this one. When the mind exists undisturbed in the way, when the mind exists undisturbed in the way, yeah, nothing in the world can offend, and when a thing can no longer offend, it ceases to exist in the old way. In other words, a whole new set of meaning has taken over. So what's something that used to really bother the hell out of you doesn't have any effect on you anymore. Yes? And then you realize, obviously, it wasn't the thing that had that ability, it was you. It was the mind. Yeah? The mind looks at it one way, it's totally open to be attacked by it. If it looks at it another way, it has total invulnerability to it. You've got to see the principle of the role we have here. We're giving everything all the meaning it has. Talk about being responsible for your actions. This is a much different level of responsibility. This is the dream, baby. This is dreaming. It's dreaming right now. We may be on the same stage, but we're all in separate dreams in a way. We're having a subjective experience here. The mind is giving meaning to things. The thing itself doesn't have an inherent meaning. Its inherent meaning is that it's empty. If it had a real meaning, no matter what meaning you try to put on it, the real meaning would usually win out. The real meaning is that it's empty. It doesn't have a meaning in and of itself. We give it the meaning it has. Yeah? Let the thoughts arise. Yeah? But as long as the thought that it's you that's thinking them doesn't arise, you'll be in damn good shape. Yeah? So when no discriminating thoughts arise, the old mind ceases to exist. What's that old mind? Self-centeredness. The old mind, self-centeredness, ceases to exist. Another mind starts taking over. It may happen quickly or slowly, but you'll know it by its fruits. You'll recognize you're traveling lighter. Yeah? Even in spite of yourself, even in spite of all your meaning of, I got to get there all the way, all that baloney, you'll have to begrudgingly admit that you're traveling lighter. The mind is being recalibrated. The old mind won't exist because it exists as you through identification with it. Yeah?